But it can only come to an end when government presents a viable alternative. You know, you cannot change people's culture overnight. They suffer from climate change. They suffer from... It is only our people who don't depend on government. They are not looking for boreholes. As is and now. Nobody gives them anything. If they go to hospital, they pay with their own money. So I think this kind of engagement will go a long way in helping our members find peace with other communities that they live with.
I want to appreciate the representative of madmen that spoke here. The difficulty in what we are dealing with, you are talking about herders and killer herders and criminals. It's a situation where the mechanics are there and the madmen have joined them. They all dress in the same way. So if you come here and tell us that there are a few criminal elements that have joined the herders and they are spoiling the show for all of you, the model you need to first do is drive away the madmen among you. Any other story you tell us without doing it is playing to the gallery. If you have madmen among you, you know the madmen, deal with the madmen, let the Senate, the mechanics we know. The mechanics we know, in my illustration, were the original herders we knew that will come, growing up in this environment, they will come running with staff to guide the herds so that they will not spoil, destroy farms. That's the herders. In one of our meetings of Northern traditional rulers some years ago, a traditional ruler rose up and made the statement you made today, and my heart jumped. He said, you cannot change the culture of people overnight. What culture are you talking about? Is it culture of killing? What culture are you talking about? Is it the nomadic culture of moving up and down? That culture didn't have problems. That culture didn't seek to take over our land. That culture didn't seek to kill us. That culture didn't seek to destroy our farms, our livelihoods. That's not the culture we know. What we have now are criminal herders carrying assault rifles, killing our people, maiming them, raping our women and our daughters, dispossessing us of our land, and even...
That was the official of Meetiala Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, or MEBAN, speaking in an event in Benue State, in which he got a response from the Tor Tiv Professor James Ayatse, Chairman, Benue State Council of Chiefs, in an occasion to address the menace of herders, farmers, clashes in Benue State, in which several communities have been sacked in Benue State. Benue State never had IDPs or internally displaced persons before, but because of the activities of killer herdsmen, today Benue State is estimated to have about 2 million internally displaced persons, people that are driven from their communities and their communities taken over by herdsmen, and these people cannot go back. it was as a result of the frustration from this development that the Bishop of Makurdi traveled all the way to Washington, D.C. to present a paper before the United States Congress demanding that Nigeria be relisted as a country of concern because the Nigerian government has failed to protect the Christian community in Benue State. And he, in that presentation before the U.S. Congress, the Bishop of Makurdi took his time to narrate what Benue farmers are passing through. And he was particularly concerned that no effort was being made to return these displaced communities back to their community. Instead, the government of Benue State and the government of the federal government, what they are planning is relocating these displaced people far away from their ancestral homes. And the Bishop of Makurdi said, no, this is not right. The Nigerian government has the capacity to be able to drive away the herders occupying communities in Benue State. And you know it's not only in Benue State that communities are being occupied by alleged herdsmen. Even in Plateau State, the same thing is happening. And in several other places like that. That just to give you an indication of the state of Benue right now. Now, before we go back, as we're doing now, to the main issue that was raised by the madmen official, or the Meetiala Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria official that spoke before the Tor Tiv in the video you watched. Now, the Meetiala official is claiming that the only way to bring an end to the violence we are witnessing is to provide an alternative to the herders, to provide a viable, the way you put it, a viable alternative to the herders. He said this is because it is difficult to change a culture overnight. It is difficult to change a culture overnight. So that the only way to stop the killings is to provide a viable alternative. Viable alternative. So, in other words, they are not going to respect the laws of the land until a viable alternative, and they are the ones to determine that viable alternative. I know for a fact that in states like Kano, if they see you selling alcohol, they will destroy the trailer load of alcohol. They don't ask you about viable alternative. The viable alternative they have in Kano is that you must not sell alcohol in Kano. That's the only viable alternative. And nobody has gone about fighting on the streets of Kano to ensure that alcohol is sold there, because they have a law. And that's how other states have anti-grazing, anti-open grazing law, like in Benue State. But that is being violated with impunity, because in this man's words, there are no viable alternatives. But look at the response that was given by the Tor Tiv. The Tor Tiv showed courage by speaking truth to power, something that even his state governor cannot do. He was courageous to do it. And he queried, what kind of culture are you talking about? What culture are you protecting? What culture are you saying that it is difficult to change, that you can't change it overnight. He asked, is it the culture of going to people's farm and destroying it? The culture of killing and sacking communities, raping women and driving away children and killing children? Is that a culture? Is that the culture you are talking about? What kind of culture are you talking about that need to be protected? In other words, the Tor Tiv was saying that what you are saying is balderdash, and he provided solution. And this is the solution that nobody had the courage before now to tell Meetiala and others like them who try to justify what is going on, saying that Meetiala, the cattle breeders are not given opportunity. They are not given opportunity, and government neglected them and all that. If government of Nigeria is notorious for neglecting everybody. Nobody can say he's a beneficiary of Nigerian government, except the ruling class. That's the truth. Everybody is a victim of the Nigerian system. But you can't use it as a justification to enter people's farm, destroy the farm, and you cannot, because of you are neglected by the government, you begin to impose on communities, chasing them away. When you don't impose tax on them, you chase them away and you take over their community, and the government is looking the other way. Now Tor Tiv put the matter back to them and said, look, we know the Fulani herdsmen that we know. They used to walk around with their stick, directing their cattle where to go. Now we have herdsmen with AK-47. Are you telling us that that is the culture? He asked. Moving with AK-47, killing people, raping women and girls. Look at the way he put it. The Tor Tiv. He said, raping our wives and children. That's not culture, he said. That's not a culture that needs to be protected. And he took the matter back to them, especially when he talked about that they are to be able to identify those of them who are into criminality. Because when the Moban official talked, he talked about that the Fulani is being painted with one brush. That they are the only one, that one person, some few people will commit a crime, and the whole race will be blamed for it. You know, he was complaining about ethnic profiling, which is common these days. But the Tor Tiv provided a solution. He said, look, what we have happening to you people now is a case of madmen and mechanics. You know, in the olden days, a mechanic is seen as somebody who is always looking dirty, unkempt, and all that, wearing dirty clothes. But these days, where mechanics are using laptops and all that, they don't look like that. But we understand where he was going. He was talking about that during those periods, you can't differentiate between a mechanic and a madman because of the dirty clothes both of them used to wear. That the mechanics should be able to separate themselves from the madmen. In other words, he was telling Meetiala, since you say that there are few people who are committing this crime, who are not your members, you have to help us to segregate them from the rest of you, so that we can be able to know the mechanics we know we have been living with before from the madmen that joined them. I don't think that is a big ask. Why did I say so? Because we have had a situation where Ayatse signed a peace accord with Southwest farmers. And one of the things, from my understanding of that peace accord that was signed between Ayatse and Southwest farmers, was that the Southwest farmers, who are mainly Yorubas, say that they are being disrupted from carrying out their farming activities because of cattle rearers and what have you. As a result of that, the peace accord was for Ayatse to identify the real people who are members of Ayatse in Yoruba land or Southwest. And their job is to help identify the real ones and help in curtailing the activities of those who they do not know, those who are supposedly giving them bad name. That was an agreement that had been signed between Ayatse and Yoruba farmers. I will put a link to that story so that you don't think we joke here. Ayatse and Southwest farmers signed peace accord to avoid conflict in Yoruba land between farmers and herders. That is how powerful Ayatse has become, that in Yoruba land, the Yorubas have to kowtow to them. Because we are talking about a land in Yoruba land, farmlands owned by the Yorubas and all that. And the Yoruba person is the president of Nigeria. To even shock you, the daughter of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the first daughter of Nigeria, or so she wanted to be called, was present when they signed that peace accord between Ayatse and Southwest farmers, showing that the presidency has the endorsement of that peace accord. That's how powerful Ayatse is. Can you beat that? Can you imagine people selling alcohol in northern Nigeria, signing peace accord with some people in northern Nigeria so that they can be allowed to sell in Kano, Benue, and all these places? They don't allow such things. But Ayatse was able to make Southwest Nigeria to sign a peace accord with it. And that peace accord was to be able to segregate those who are non-members, those who they don't know, who they say they are the ones causing problem for them, from the real people who are breeders or cattle breeders. So if they could do that in Southwest and be able to sign a peace accord and segregate those who are not their members and those that are their members, they can also be able to do it in Benue State and other states. I think that's invariably what the Tor Tiv is saying. You have to segregate the bad eggs among you, and only you can do it. The Tor Tiv was emphasizing. You are the one that will do it, because we don't know the difference between you. We don't know the difference between the mechanic and the madman. But you people, being in the field, you know you can be able to differentiate. So the ball is on your court until you segregate those people and handle them. As far as we are concerned, both of you are the same. That's what the Tor Tiv was saying. Literally, passing the ball, putting the ball in the court of Metiala. I don't know what to think about the Tor Tiv's reply to Metiala, but whatever is your position, because this issue is a national issue, it's a national emergency all over the country. Many farmers cannot go to their farms. Many farms are destroyed by herders rearing their cattle in people's farmland. Like the case that some of the cases that Tor Tiv talk about, they pull off even the harvested crops and they feed on it. They give it to their cattle and all that. This is a national emergency, which is at the root of the scarcity of food in Nigeria today. Whatever is your position that will bring a permanent solution to the issue of herders sacking communities, disrupting farm production in Nigeria, whatever is your solution, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.